Today we got a story of this girl who messes up really, really bad and just kind of like messes up her life after just one simple action, bro. It's pretty sad to see, but the ending is pretty satisfying. So leave a like in the video to claim your free nothing and let's just jump right into it. So we're going to call the subscriber who sent in today's story, we're going to call him Zach. Zach is 23 years old, and Zach has this friend who we're going to call James. And James is dating this girl, and they've been dating for like a while now, and they, like, I don't know, they're just really good for each other, or at least that's what Zach thought. You know, James, like, wasn't, like, the happiest guy ever before they met, and you know, the entire time when they were dating, you know, James was just like doing so much better, man. Like, he was just really happy all the time. He was always talking about like his girlfriend, right? And we're just gonna call her Zach's or James' girlfriend for the rest of this video. And anyways, right, you know, James's girlfriend actually has a bit of TikTok clout because of one video she made, and this one video will turn out to be super ironic in like a little while. You'll see why. But anyways, right, you know, James's girlfriend has this one video that got like 100,000 likes or whatever, so it went kind of mini viral, and the video was basically just talking about how important it is to like not cheat on your partner and how disrespectful that is, and how like a relationship is more than just hanging out with someone. It's like a bond of trust, and my God, did that not age well. So one night, right, you know, Zach goes to a bar that's pretty popular in the neighborhood, and, you know, he's going alone. Maybe he's hoping to find someone like that James found and, you know, live happily ever after. But anyways, right, you know, Zach is just kind of sitting at this bar. He bought some, like, wings or whatever. He's watching the football game on. He's talking to some guys at the bar as well, just, like, random people that, like, he's met once or twice before. He's just having nice little side conversation. It's a solid way to spend a Friday night, right? And anyways, you know, he's kind of looking around the bar, just, I don't know, maybe he sees someone he wants to talk to, maybe he sees someone, you know, he wants to, I don't know, maybe ask out, I don't know, man, you know, he's just kind of having a good time, and that's when he, you know, he's looking around, and he sees, you know, James's girlfriend. He's like, oh, you know, James's girlfriend is here, maybe James is here too, and he looks at the table, you know, where she's sitting, and James is not at the table with his girlfriend, right? It's some other random dude. And the thing is, right, Zach has this, like, Zach knows, like, or he thinks he knows that they have such a solid relationship and they just are so good for each other that, you know, Zach honestly doesn't think anything of it at first. He's like, oh, that must be your brother or maybe a friend or something like that, which, by the way, you can have friends of, like, a different gender. In fact, like, I'd say, like, 40% of, like, my best friends are, you know, are girls, and, dude, you're really missing out if you don't have any, you know, friends of a different gender, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know. Anyways, right, so that's definitely a thing. So Zach didn't think anything of it, but he was like a little bit suspicious that, you know, I don't know, she wasn't there with James, but, you know, he didn't think much of it, so he kind of went back to sitting at the bar and talking to other people. So Zach's sitting at this bar, and he keeps like kind of glancing over at James's girlfriend, and he's just feeling a little weird because like this random guy that she's talking with, you know, she's acting like, you know, it looks like she's acting kind of flirty. And he's like, maybe that's just her personality. Maybe that's just how she acts with everyone. But, like, I don't know, James's girlfriend was, like, putting her hand on this guy's leg. Like, you know, that's a thing that, like, people do when it's, like, platonic. But I don't know, you know, Zach was just getting a weird feeling about this. So Zach decides to, like, try and stay out of, like, sight of her just so she doesn't, like, see him and change behavior. If anything is going wrong, Zach's not convinced. But, you know, Zach isn't really doing anything better. He's like, I don't know, this feels a little weird for me to be doing. But Zach ends up kind of just keeping an eye on her. For his friend, bro. For, you know, Zach's trying to, like, you know, he's looking out for his friend James. And anyways, right, the night goes on. And he's just getting more and more suspicious. He's like, all right, she's acting really weird. I don't feel super comfortable with this. You know, I'm not going to, like, I don't know, I'm not going to go up to them or, like, confront them or anything. I just want to sit back and actually see what happens. So anyways, right, towards the end of the night at, like, this bar or whatever, there's, like, a dance part where there's, like, everyone is, like, supposed to go on the dance floor. Only, like, half the people do. The rest of the people stay at the bar or wherever, right, and kind of sit. But eventually, right, that kind of, it's like 11:30 or something. It's like dance time or something. I don't know, maybe midnight. I don't know. Anyways, right, so the music comes on and, like, a bunch of people walk to the center. And Zach sees, you know, James's girlfriend take the guy that she's sitting with by the hand and kind of, like, lead him towards the dance floor. At this point, Zach is like, something is definitely up here, bro. Like, something is just not looking good. So Zach decides to kind of, like, walk towards the dance floor, not necessarily go to the dance floor, but he sits at the table that is, like, that gives, like, a really good sight into the dance floor. And when Zach sits down, he kind of looks in, and what he sees, bro, not good. Sure enough, James's girlfriend and this random guy, yes, they were making out on the dance floor. And honestly, Zach was sitting there with this just like pit in his stomach because James was one of his closest friends and he knew what like this girl did to him, how it made like him feel so much better. And now he was sitting there like, what should I do in this situation? And Zach immediately, right, he pulls out his phone nonchalantly and just records like a 10-second clip that's pretty clear. And, you know, you can't be like, oh, that might be someone else. No, it is very clear what she's doing. He stops the recording, saves it. And honestly, bro, Zach is just sitting at the bar just like, what am I supposed to do, bro? Like, what do I do here? Because, like, he knows that James, who wasn't in the best mental place beforehand, you know, and after the relationship, he's feeling so much better. He knows that this would absolutely crush him. But also, right, you know, eventually, right, most likely that, you know, James is going to find out about this. There's a good chance that he does. And, or even if he doesn't, right, you know, can Zach really, like, hold this information without telling him? So Zach's sitting at the bar, and eventually, right, he gets up, he leaves, and he gets in his car, and on the drive back to his house, he comes to the realization that he needs to tell his friend of what just happened. Real quick, secret word of the day is TikToks. If you made it this far into the video, comment TikTok down below. I'm going to try and heart as many comments that say TikTok as possible to say thank you. But even if I don't get to your comment, just know I really do appreciate it. While you're down there, make sure you've turned on the notifications and joined the Discord. Anyways, let's get right back into it. So Zach, you know, he sends a text to James. He's like, hey, man, are you free tomorrow? And James is like, yeah, dude, like, you want to come over? And Zach's like, yeah. And he's like, hey, like, I don't have the greatest news, like, I'm sorry, this is going to be the most fun. And James is like, dude, are you good? He's like, yeah, like, we'll just talk about tomorrow. So anyways, next day rolls around and, you know, Zach pulls up to James's house and James is like, bro, is everything okay? Are you good? And, you know, Zach is like, yeah, James, like, I'm doing all right. This is about you. And he's like, I don't know how you're going to take this. He said, I just want to tell you about this. He says, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you. I'm going to show you. So, you know, Zach explains what happened when he went to the bar. And, you know, James is kind of in disbelief. And Zach is like, I just wanted, like, you to be sure that, like, I just wanted to be very, like, certain with this. And he said I took a video. And sure enough, right, Zach shows James the video. And it's not a pretty sight, dude. Like, it's not a pretty sight. So Zach and James kind of just chill at his house for a little bit. They play some, like, video games or whatever. Essentially, right, you know, Zach just wanted to, like, just hang out with James just to get that off his mind. And he didn't want to, like, drop that, like, bomb on him and then leave him to, like, his own, like, I don't know, to sit and dwell on his own emotions alone. You know, I mean, some people that's better for them, but Zach knew James well enough that, you know, he wanted to be there and that James would prefer a distraction at this point. In middle of, like, a COD game, right, James looks at Zach and he's like, all right, so how am I going to break up with her? Zach is, like, kind of taken aback by how, like, random this was. I mean, it wasn't so random. I mean, he just received information that she cheated with a video. But, you know, at the same time, Zach's like, oh, whoa, dude, I didn't know you want to talk about that. And James is like, all right, yeah, no, I think I'm ready. Zach's like, damn, you're kind of calm about this. He's like, yeah, you know what? I've kind of gone through the emotional stages while playing this game, like, while playing COD in the background. I think I'm good. And was that actually true? Zach doesn't think so. But he's like, all right, I mean, how you want to do it? And he said, do you remember, like, that video that blew up for her, like, on TikTok? And Zach's like, yeah, the one about... And then Zach stops talking because he's like, oh, my God, that's actually so ironic. Like, I don't even want to say it. And James is like, I'm going to send this video to her and ask her if she still believes in this. Sure enough, James sends the video of her being like, oh, you should never cheat on your man, the viral TikTok. He downloaded it, sent it to his girlfriend, said, do you still believe in this? And within, like, 10 minutes, like, she responds, yes, like, of course, call me, what's wrong, like, it's stuff like that. And Zach comes over, and James just looks at Zach, and Zach's like, dude, are you actually gonna? And James is like, yeah. So then James picks up his phone, types, explain this then, and sends her the 10-second video of her at the bar. And, like, the 3-dot bubble of, like, typing comes up for, like, a second, goes down, comes up for a second, goes down, does that for, like, 30 seconds. And, bro, James is actually laughing. Like, Zach's like, oh, my God, he's actually having, like, a mental breakdown. But James low-key was just, like, laughing at this point. He was like, yeah, I don't know, man. This is kind of just funny to me. And she's like, call me, please. Like, that's not me. I can explain. When you say that's not me and then I can explain, bro, no, you just got caught. And James replies, enough said, we're done. Subscribe if you haven't already. Now click on one of the 4 videos on screen or one of my videos in the recommended. Peace. Thank you.